Hey, it's Jason Creel. It's time for my June update on my own personal business, Alabama Lawn Pros. June, if you remember in May, I had predicted that, I thought maybe I would get 10 new customers in June. Well, it worked out, I got 11, so that was a good thing. As far as other things that went right, I did pick up some new equipment, and I've done a video on those. You can click the link if you want to watch the video on those, but I picked up a new blower and a new string trimmer. As far as what went wrong, and this is what I want to talk about a little bit, two things that I think I need to be aware of. One, I lost 3 customers this month, which is not a good thing, but it's part of the business. I've got a little over 200 customers now, and so you're going to lose some from time to time. One said it was for financial reasons. Another, who had only done 2 lawn treatments on, when he mailed in his invoice, he simply put a little note on there, please discontinue services. And so I immediately, got his phone number, called him, because what was odd about that to me was, one, I'd only done 2 lawn treatments and his yard was improving. 2, I was, a couple weeks ago before this, I was at a neighbor's house of his. He was out in the yard, and so I walked over and just made casual conversation and said, hey, yeah, your yard's looking better. He said, yeah, I put some Bermuda seed in the back. And I said, well, listen, if that starts to grow, let me know. I'll come fertilize it and we can, help that get going for you. He had a few weeds, so I spot treated the weeds and just kind of made small talk with him. Everything seemed fine. 2 weeks later, I get a note, please discontinue service. Well, so this is what I want to talk about. How do you handle somebody that does that? One, it's part of the business, so it's nothing to overreact on. But what you don't want to do is to give them a reason to talk bad about you or to have lingering negative thoughts about your business. I don't know why he canceled. So I called him. I said, hey, this is Jason with Alabama Lawn Pros. I got your letter to discontinue service and I've taken care of that. I just wanted to ask you if you could to give me a reason for why you're canceling so that I can look for ways to improve my business. So I left that message on a voicemail, and he didn't call back, which is probably not very likely that they will, but I thought at least try that and be kind. And I genuinely want to know, hey, if I've done something that I can improve on, then I want to know it. So anyway, that's the point, is you don't want him to think ugly of you. And you know what? Maybe 1 out of 100 of those will actually come back to you later if you give them a reason to, or don't give them a reason to hate you. And the point is not necessarily so they'll come back, but so that you're trying to maintain your reputation both as a business. You're trying to understand what I did wrong, what could I have done better, if anything, and you're wanting to have your reputation as a person too. So just so that overall in the community, the reputation of your business is good, even though, hey, we're all going to gain and lose customers. So hopefully I accomplished that, even though I lost a customer, and probably will never get him back, but at least I was able to hopefully save face. So the other alarming thing I've noticed, and I use Yardbook as my software, and one of the things on Yardbook, it'll show how many invoices are 30 days overdue, how many are 60 days overdue, how many are 90 days overdue. Well, like I said, at a little over 200 customers, I expect to have invoices over 30 days, past due. But what I noticed at the end of this month was I had 30 invoices that were over 30 days past due, which is a little high for my comfort level. And so what that brought my attention to is that, hey, I'm going to need to do something to try to speed up the collection process. Because, if you just let them linger, and what I typically have done in the past, when it comes time for their next lawn treatment, I'll call them, and say, hey, I didn't receive payment for the last service. Would you mind leaving me a check for that when I come out tomorrow, And that's typically worked well for me. But I don't want to be calling 30 people, and as my business grows, that number is going to continue to grow. So what I'm trying to look into is ideas on how to cut that down. You know, whether for some of you, I know you want to keep a credit card on file and you just process their credit card every time, and that pretty much eliminates the problem. I'm not doing that at the time, but I thought what I could do is have a form letter or a form text that I send to people once they're 30 days overdue. Possibly initiate some kind of late fee if you're 30 days overdue. I don't really want to do that, but I think a letter or a text that goes out, you know, when people are 30 days overdue. And if you do that maybe once or twice, hopefully they'll start paying a little quicker. And I understand, you know, we're in today's society, not many people write checks, so sometimes it just falls through the cracks, and some people are, you know, just for whatever reason are slow to pay. I mean, I know I've got the same ones that every time they pay, but it just takes a long time, you know, so I don't understand that. So anyway, those are two alarming things to me, you know, nothing urgent, but these are not desperation problems, but things that as I move forward, I want to clean up in my business and try to help it continue to develop and to run smoothly. So anyway, June's a good month, picked up 11, you know, if I get 10 in July, I think that'll be good. I don't know. It's getting hot, you know, not as many people. I'm trying to come up with more creative ways of marketing, picking up customers in the summer. So, and that was the last thing I was going to mention is June in Alabama, it sure enough got hot. So thanks a lot. Talk to you next time. Bye.